Well, hello everyone, welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. It is a hot one today. I am absolutely sweating my behind off because whoa, we're going through a heat wave. So it's gonna be a quick one today, but I wanted to come outside today to talk about one of the biggest myths surrounding organic seeds. Now we use as organic of methods as possible here on our channel, but you'd be shocked to find out, or maybe you aren't if you talk to me at any length, that we do not use organic seeds in our garden. If we can come across them at the same price as the inorganic ones, we'll obviously use organic seeds. But if there is any cost difference whatsoever between the two counterparts, I will pick the inorganic seed option. The reason why things are marked organic is because there's such a fear nowadays of having synthetic chemicals and harmful chemicals and cancer-causing chemicals. Have no doubts there whatsoever. We're on the same boat there. But that concern is in regards to that those chemicals ending up in your garden. And so people go inorganic, or people go organic to keep those synthetic chemicals out of their food that their family is going to be eating. And I have a very simple test to show you exactly why I have zero concerns with using inorganic seeds in my garden. And by the time this test is done, I want you to let me know in the comments box below if maybe I've changed your mind. All right, so for this experiment here, we have a jug and we have some food coloring. This jug will start out as a plant that's being grown in a field. And this food coloring here, green, it's going to resemble the chemicals being sprayed on that crop. So for this example, we're gonna take this plant, okay? And we're going to squeeze in 100% of this food dye, okay? 100% of it. So this is gonna be a very extreme experiment. So by the time we're done, you can see my rationale here. So I want it to be as extreme as possible. So we're talking dark, okay, dark. As this plant grows, okay, as this plant grows, the chemicals sprayed on the plant are diluted. Some are not absorbed, some wash off, okay? So we're gonna start with 1.5 liters, just as a, keep things consistent here. So we have 1.5 liters. Look how nasty that is, right? So remember, some of them wash away, some of them go into the soil, some of them, not all of them enter the plant, okay? So we're gonna dump, let's even just say half the chemicals enter the plant. This is not obviously exact, but you're going to get the point by the time we're done. So half the chemicals enter the plant. Okay, let's fill it up, restart. And then, so from the half of the chemicals, this is now the amount that is in the plant, okay? Then, let's say it's a tomato, and the only way chemicals can be stored in the plant is through fatty acids. Fatty acids, or any type of fat, chemicals can be stored into. They cannot be stored in anything other than fat. And the only place where fat is located is in amino acids, or fatty acids, located in the seeds, okay? The seed of the plant. So let's say there's 1,000 seeds, okay? So we're gonna take off, I mean, there's no way I'm gonna be able to measure off 1/1000th, okay? Because remember, we're harvesting one seed. We're gonna just pick, that's like 1/50th, but you're gonna get the point by the time we're done, okay? Even a little bit more, okay? There's almost no way for me to get 1/1000th in here. So this is a seed harvested from that tomato, okay? That seed is then sold to you, and you grow it, okay? So now we're gonna fill it up again. Okay, and this is how many chemicals, see there's still some tint, I'm not gonna lie there's still some tint, and that is how many chemicals is within that next system, which is a plant that you grow, okay? So then all those chemicals are then dispersed into the seeds again, okay? So then we have to go down to, let's say a tomato has, say 100 seeds or so, and you're gonna harvest that tomato to eat on a nice juicy tomato sandwich, okay? So like, that's like nowhere near 1/100th, but let's say this is the tomato, okay? We're gonna fill this up again. And this is how many chemicals is in that tomato, okay? This is the tomato that you're eating. Then you have to ingest that, okay? So you're gonna ingest that. And let's say of that tomato, your body ingests I mean, besides the vitamins and the fiber, let's say the amount of fat, right? The amount of fat coming from those seeds is, let's say, I don't know, 1/100th, just to keep things consistent. It's not exact, but I can tell you it's a lot less than that. So this is the most extreme of the most extreme of the most extreme. So then you have this, and then that has to be stored in your fat, which is spread throughout your entire body, okay? That has to be spread in your fat and stored in your fat. So we fill it up again. And by the time we are done, what do you have left? I can see you through the water. There is not an ounce of this left. Now, this is not an excuse for dilution. I hear people all the time using the excuse for dilution for throwing things like harmful chemicals in our waterways. Not an excuse, folks. But when it comes to chemicals entering your body, by the time it is diluted and diluted and diluted and diluted and diluted and diluted and diluted, there is nothing that I can possibly feel harmful about being in my food. And that is exactly why I can go about spreading inorganic seeds on my garden that are heirloom and non-GMO. I'm very firm on those things. As long as they are heirloom and as long as they are non-GMO, I'm putting them in my garden, I'm growing my food, and I'm going about my life, and I am not worrying about spending 2 to 4 to 5 times as much on a packet of seeds as its inorganic counterpart, because by the time it is all said and done, the amount of dilution in my food is so negligible that we are talking 1/1 trillionth or even less in your food. So diluted that you are probably coming in contact with more chemicals just walking out on a daily basis and harvesting those vegetables than you are actually getting from those vegetables. And so I just really hope that this point is clear. I hope that it makes sense. And if you disagree, that is fine. You can disagree in the comments box below. Be peaceful about it, but understand that I want the best for everyone, and I myself go off of this logic. And I am by no means an expert, but I've studied this stuff a lot in school and in my studies, and I can tell you that there's a reason why I feel safe, and the proof is in the pudding. There's still obviously residual in here somewhere because it didn't go away, but we're talking so minute that the pros do not outweigh the cons in this situation. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel reminding you, grow big or go home. It is hot out, so I'm gonna go get some clean water for me to drink. All right.